friends. So if you watched my King of Scars vlog, you would know that originally I intended to combine that vlog with this one, but then during editing I was like, it makes more sense for them to be separate. So hi, hello, welcome to my Rule of Wolves vlog. I had so much fun reading this book, and I definitely reacted to like every little bit, more so than I think any of my in-depth spoilery reading vlogs that I've done so far. So yes, this vlog does contain spoilers, so if you haven't read Rule of Wolves yet and you don't want to be spoiled, come back and watch this after you read it. So without further ado, here's my Rule of Wolves vlog. This is chunky, oh my god. Stairs, am I right? She's so pretty. And the underneath, oh my goodness. I want to see how long it is, but I don't want to. Oh my god, okay, so almost 600 pages. I would really like to start reading this right now, but I'm gonna make myself do a little bit of work, as much as I can, until I just give in and start this. And I'm so excited, oh my god, and I'm so scared. I'm so excited and I'm so scared. She's here. I lied, I can't do it. I need to start it. I need to read it. I need to read it. I checked my bank account, it was like, good enough, we read it, baby. So you've probably made this assumption already if you've gotten this far, but the Rule of Wolves spoilers will be starting now, so you have been warned. I'm literally only 2 chapters in, but like, it's so good already. It's so good. Like, the way this has just set up so much in just so little, like, as all Leigh Bardugo books do as of late, they start with like a random perspective, and this one started with the queen of the shoe, and like her perspective was so interesting. Then we go to Nina and see how she's trying to shake things up in Fajerda, and like how they're working to make the Fajerdan people believe that saints and Grisha are like blessed by the god that they believe in, and everything that's going on, but also war is gonna happen. Oh my god, I'm shaking. I don't even know why I'm updating you, because my only update is to say I'm shaking, and I'm only 2 chapters in, and I'm about to read my first Nikolai chapter. And oh, I remember why I was gonna update you. We learned that the Apparat is in Fajerda, and he's like plotting against Nikolai, and I'm like, if that little bitch does not die in this book, he needs to be taken out. He fucked with Miss Alina, now he's fucking with Nikolai. We need to get him out of here. Taking a King of Scars, that's the first one. Taking a Rule of Wolves reading break. Gonna go get some pizza, and my socks don't match my shoes or my outfit at all, but you know what? It's Leigh Bardugo's world, and I'm just living in it. Just tried to go to Little Caesars, and the door wasn't open, so... Oh my god, I'm so loud. I think everyone just heard me. Anyway, yikes. Not sure what's going on there, but okay, bye Little Caesars. Is she going in there? No, she's not. Also, this sign over here is very concerning to me. Hello, it says in stock, and it says stock Glock. I don't like it. We're leaving. I thought it said AR-15s and shotguns. Wait, did it say AR-15s and shotguns? No! That's like mass shooter waiting to happen. Anyway, we're gonna try to go Popeyes. Bye! Alright, so I'm back home. I've eaten. As you can see, my face and my body are still recovering from a venture outdoors, because how dare I? I'm gonna get back to reading now. I'm about to start chapter 4, so definitely not where I thought it would be, but you know, sometimes when your niece is like, you want to go get food, you go get food. And I did get Popeyes, by the way, because fucking Little Caesars. But before I move on to the next chapter, I want to talk about what I read in this one. I'm not gonna go chapter by chapter for this whole book, I promise. Actually, I take that back, because who knows. But this was our first Nikolai chapter. Coronavirus! Something I didn't mention when I was reading King of Scars was there was like 2 points that like reminded me of The Lion King. I know one was when Nikolai was like, remember who you are, and I was just like, remember who you are. And there was another point too, I just can't remember what it was. It was something at the end of the book. But in this book, the Darkling's power is doing some buffoonery, and like these blights of darkness are going out into the world and like destroying places, completely taking away the life there. And so this quote says, "Everything the shadow touches comes to blight." And it just made me think of everything the light touches is our kingdom. What's that shadowy area over there? I don't know if she's doing this on purpose or if these are accidents, but I'm taking note. I am taking some notes because if you don't know, I'm a Lion King stan. My little Simba is literally over there. I've had it since I was a baby. And so if my King Nikolai has Lion King connections, I am just going to freak out even more. And then there was this part where they're talking about like, well, how do we stop this? And Zoya goes, "Kill the Darkling." Tolia rolled his eyes. "That's your answer to everything." Zoya shrugged. "How do we know if we don't try?" Zoya is my representation. Leave her to go put her in for me, and I just would like to thank her. Okay, now, moving on. Chapter 4. I'm gonna cry. Nikolai is injured, so he's getting healed by one of the Grisha, and it's a hard process. And he said to Zoya, "Don't go." And the healer tried to say that she shouldn't be here, and she said, "I'm not going anywhere." And then down here, it's like she would have to get up at times for blah blah blah, and every time he would say, "Where's my general?" "I'm here," she repeated again and again. If they aren't endgame and happy ever after this book ends, I swear I'm going to commit something. I don't know what, but I'm gonna commit something. Now he's half asleep and asking her not to go and saying, "What can I do to make you stay?" And then when he's sleeping, or hopefully she just thinks he's asleep and he's not actually asleep, she says, "I would stay forever if I could." I'm upset. So I just got to the first chapter with the Darkling in it, and first of all, the way Nikolai and Zoya are absolutely obliterating this man, I love to see it. They have him like locked in a tower all alone, and the Darkling's like, "I'm eager for company." And Nikolai said, "I'm sorry we don't visit more often. There's a war on, and well, no one likes you." And the Darkling's talking about how he's had a lot of time to contemplate his mistakes, and Nikolai's like, "Until that little bump in the road when you died." Incredible. And so obviously one of the reasons they went to the Darkling is because that like blight is destroying places, and it's tied to the Darkling's power, even though he doesn't currently have his power. And so they're bargaining with him about information. And for his end of the deal, he says, "Bring me Alina Starkov. Can my girl not have her piece? You did enough to her." But also, like, I'm pretty sure we all knew this was coming. Like, if there was no Alina cameo, what's the point? I'm hoping that whenever she does come, that Mal comes with her and they're just like, "We're happy, we're living our lives, we're good. Sorry to this man, I don't know this man." But like, as much as I don't want Alina to have to see the Darkling, I'm so excited to see Alina. Oh, I miss my baby. So I've worked out what needs to happen in this book in order for me to keep my sanity. So like the angst and trope kind of situation that Nikolai and Zoya are in is one of my favorites. The sort of, we both care for each other, but we can't be together because of X, Y, and Z. The angst it creates, the torment, like it hurts so much, but it's so good as long as they actually end up together in the end, because if there's no payoff, then what was the pain for? And right now, Nikolai's plan is to marry the Shoe Princess in order to forge a bond between their nations. But the Shoe Queen wants her sister dead because the people love her so much and like she sees her as a threat, blah, blah, blah. So what I think needs to happen is that Nikolai doesn't actually end up marrying this girl when the wedding happens. They somehow defeat the Shoe Queen and the princess becomes the new queen. And then the princess is like, "Yo, I don't want to marry you, but we can have like a peace between us, we can have a treaty or something, I don't know." And then Ravka and the Shoe and the Zemeni, who the Ravkins are, who Nikolai's people are already working with, they can all come together against Fajrda, and that's how this will all happen. And then Nikolai will be able to be with Zoya. Like, that is how I am foreseeing that this needs to go. Is that going to be how it happens? Probably not, because Leigh Bardugo is probably going to hurt me somehow, and I just don't know how, and I'm scared. I'm really scared. Zoya basically just had a, I'm not gonna do it, I was just thinking about it moment about killing the Darkling. And so I hope that also means she's gonna have a I did it moment. Alina is here, Alina is here, Alina is here, Alina is here. And she brought Mel and Misha and Anka. Okay. I can't read this. I can't read it. Oh, this is the first time we're gonna see Alina, like, from someone else's perspective. We've always seen her from, like, her own perspective, or just, like, the boy and the girl chapters, and like, oh, no, I'm not ready. Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna read it. Okay. I was salty about the Darkling coming back when I first read it in King of Scars, but I'm kind of living for this. I'm still not even, like, through this chapter, or at the point where her and the Darkling are even talking. But the first thing Alina says to him while he's still blindfolded, they ain't even at Alina's house, but she said, wipe your feet. And then she's like, Misha, will you pour the tea? And Misha says, for him too? Boy said we giving him tea? He don't deserve no tea. I'm having a good time. I can't believe I'm having a good time with the scene with the Darkling, but I'm having a great time so far. Okay, so I have to say that the chapters, the like Nikolai Zoya chapters versus the Nina chapters this time around, I feel like they mesh much better because they all kind of have the same goal right now of preventing this war with Fajerda, so it doesn't seem as disconnected. However, that chapter with Alina and everyone ended on a cliffhanger, the Darkling pulling some tomfoolery, and I was like, huh, I need to know. But of course it went from a Zoya chapter to a Nikolai chapter. I was like, okay, I can do this. And this was the Nikolai wedding chapter, which I was like, okay, he can't get married. What's gonna happen here? And Levi goes mind when Nikolai has the queen of the shoe and he's just like standing at the back of the chapel, and Zhenya and David are like renewing their vows or like getting married, like a proper wedding. And like it was their wedding this whole time. Nikolai was never gonna get married, but instead he sent the princess back to her country, and so she could be like, yo, my sister tried to murder me. And Nikolai's like, if you don't sign this treaty to have peace between our countries and stop experimenting on Grisha, you're gonna lose your crown, baby. Oh, the two clever fox. It's just genius. I just am baffled. But then his chapter ended with like the monster inside of him being like all riled up and like showing him a flash of Alina, and he's like, oh shit, is something happening? And I'm like, uh-huh, something was happening, let's get back into it. No, I turned the page and it's a Nina chapter. Girl, I love you, but not right now. I have some business to attend to. I want to say this just because I had a thought, and if I'm right, I want proof of it. But I think the Fajerdan prince, his like bodyguard or whatever, I think he's a Grisha, because when we first met him, Prince had said something like, oh, we don't have any secrets between us. And then Nina noticed like a movement in the guard's like face, and she was like, that tells me that's not true. And I was like, and now she's like casually bringing up war and everything with him, with the prince. And the prince was like, there's no denying the Grisha are a menace and always will be until their kind are eradicated. And then the bodyguard says, and what of the people who think the Grisha are saints? Nina was surprised. The bodyguard rarely joined their conversations. He's a Grisha! Or maybe that's just too obvious and like he knows a Grisha or something, but I think he's a Grisha! The truth, my friends, would turn out to be much, much worse. Okay, so I finally got to the Zoya chapter, and it was so short and so anticlimactic because it was literally just the Darkling escaping. Shocking. But it's so funny because Zoya's like, okay, we'll get you guys somewhere safe, we'll protect you, we'll protect your orphans. And Alina and Mal are just like, we just gonna go home actually. Like, we're not gonna have him drive us from our home, we're not gonna scare the children. Like, this is our life now, it's chill. I love them so much. Like, seeing Alina and Mal from this perspective, from not Alina's first person perspective, is so weird, but it's so cute. I love them. I love them so much. I don't know if this is the last time we're gonna see them in this book, but I hope not. So my plan for this clip was to come on here and talk about this chapter and how badass Nikolai was, because Fajrda was bombing Ravka and bombing like the little palace and everything. And Nikolai was like, let me take to the skies, like no hesitation, trying to like shoot out the planes. And then when the demon monster inside him is like, yo, let me out and let me attack, he's like, you know what? Go baby, you do it. And I was like, yes, my monster king. But then this chapter just had the audacity to end with Genya being like, I can't find David. And he was in the workshops, which got bombed. And now I just turned the page and we're on part 2, which is called The Making at the Heart of the World. If David is, Miss Bardugo, please, please no. I don't want anyone to die, but like, no!
A few moments later.
I don't know why I thought that he wouldn't actually be dead. You're telling me Lee Bardugo killed him on the same night he and Genya had his second wedding? I've been thinking this whole time how I wanted to tweet after I read this about how David and Tamar just both have this big I love my wife energy, and the way David and Genya have been so cute and how he made her happy. She can't keep getting away with this. We can't keep letting Lee Bardugo get away with this. And especially, we just saw the Shadow and Bone trailer and we got to see David for the first time. I don't like it here. I don't like it here. Here's another reason that Lee Bardugo cannot be trusted. I started this chapter out a sobbing mess. But how am I ending the chapter? The chapter? But I can't speak. I'm feeling too many emotions. But what am I feeling at the end of the chapter? They're talking about how they need titanium. And they're like, well, we'll get it from the Kirch. And they're like, well, we don't have the money to buy it from them. And Nikolai says, I happen to know someone who can help with this particular kind of negotiation. And immediately I just started screaming. I literally can't be like too loud. It's like 2 in the morning. But yes! 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 We're going to Canada! Gasbreaker! 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 This book. I'm going to pass out. Okay, see, and now once again, this woman got me. Turn the damn page being like, ooh, whose perspective are we gonna read about next? And it says the monk, and I'm like, the monk? So like the guy whose body the Darkling stole, but like the monk is still in his body. I'm like, okay, so we're just gonna like read about the monk's thoughts, why like the Darkling's in his body. No! I mean, kind of. But we're also reading the Darkling's like thoughts, like his perspective. No! The Darkling. No!
What does security do about it?
Nothing.
Typical!
I've been put through so much. I don't, this is so emotional for me in so many ways. Lows and highs and hatreds. But damn if this book ain't good. But fuck the Darkling. Okay, hold on, maybe there's some purpose to this chapter. The Darkling is talking like about different people that he had been throughout the years. And it says, Kerrigan, which is his name in the TV show. Hello? Like that had to be added for the TV show's purpose, right? Like, So the Darkling just used the "you and I are gonna change the world" quote once again, which again is just man, boy lived like what 300 years or whatever and he can't even come up with a new line. Sweetie. I am unhinged right now. Now Wylan and Jesper are here and it talked about Inez being on her ship and going after human traffickers, and the genius of Nikolai being like, yes, we need your help to get this titanium. How can I make this worth it for you, Casbreaker? Well, here's a way to keep Inez safe. And Kaz said, tell me more. I'm so happy. Oh my god, my babies. I'm literally gonna cry. Wyland's like, Kaz, we don't want to do anything illegal. And Jasper's like, I don't really care, but I want to keep Wyland happy. And Nikolai's like, but the pay is excellent. And Wyland's like, well, we don't need money. And then Kaz says, it's for Inez. And Wyland says, why didn't you say so? What do you need? Absolutely no hesitation. Once he was like, oh, it's for Inez? Oh, obviously we're going to. I love them. I need to stop picking up the camera, but I just, this is the only place I have to scream to. Like, I can't go on Twitter and just like tweet this shit because that'd be rude. Spoilers. This vlog is gonna be so annoying to edit and probably so long. I'm sorry. All right, y'all. I made it to page 390. Also, I can't get over just like how pretty this is naked. Like, it looks prettier than like the dust jacket. Like, last chapter I left off on is really badass. We're getting the perspective in Shuhan through Mayu, which was the guard who pretended to be the princess who killed Isaac, who was tailored as Nikolai in King of Scars. The explanations. But basically, the Shu Queen, who's pretty ruthless and a bit on the evil side, one might say, her grandma came back and was like, bitch, you acting a fool, I'm taking the crown back. So now we don't have to worry about her. It was such a cool scene. But now I am going to go to bed because it is nearly 5 in the morning. I mean, it's basically 5 a.m. It's 4:58. And yeah, I have probably about 200 pages left of this. And since I read almost 400 today, I should be able to finish this tomorrow. I'm nervous because I want to finish it so that I know what happens and no one spoils me and all of that. But at the same time, I don't want to finish it because it means like no more Grishaverse. Potentially ever, though I feel pretty confident that Lee will return to this world. She said that she kind of wants to, but like it's not gonna be for a hot minute. I know she's working on like the next 9th house and stuff, and who knows what direction it's gonna go into. Who knows how this is gonna end, like who's gonna be alive, what's gonna be the situations. Like I'm so nervous and I don't want to say goodbye, but I need to know. Okay, so big day tomorrow. Finishing this, getting my first COVID shot. Well, let's hope everything goes well. It's a new day, new light, more opportunities to cry over Rule of Wolves. So I am going to get my COVID vaccine in about an hour. It's funny because for those of you that have been watching my channel for like a long time, you might know that Shopko was one of my favorite stores, and when it closed I was very sad. Like, I filmed like on one of my last shopping trips in there being like and then this past Halloween it got the Spirit Halloween treatment and it made me so happy, and now they made the building into a COVID vaccination building, and I'm just like, my favorite store lives on. Just not how I would have hoped, but like, this is the best. So last night when I got into bed, I was obviously still thinking about Rule of Wolves, and I was thinking about like what might happen in these last 200 pages. And I was like, you know, I should write this down, talk about it. So firstly, I think Zoya is finally gonna open this door that she keeps talking about, or we keep hearing her mentally talk about. In King of Scars, when she killed Juris and he became like her amplifier, but also took a part of her so that he kind of like lives inside of her, as does this old dragon that Juris had this similar connection with. And so like she has all this knowledge and stuff inside of her, but she just hasn't like allowed herself to access certain parts. And so I think that's an obvious, like, that's gonna happen. Then I was thinking about like how the Darkling's gonna be defeated, because he has to be defeated, and his plan is to like make a grandstand show at a battlefront between Fajrda and Ravka to kind of be the saint of all saints. But I think to maybe counter the Darkling, like at first I was like, maybe Alina will try to do something. Like, I know she doesn't have her power, but they could rig something. And then I remembered in the beginning of the book how there was a little play in Fajerda, and like Nina was part of setting it up to where like basically showing support for the saints, but they also made Zoya a saint, and that has been kind of going around now. So I wonder if Zoya will like be the one to defeat the Darkling as like a saint almost. Like, I literally wrote down Rise of Sancta Zoya. Zoya out saints the Darkling at the big final battle. And also that would set up if Nikolai and Zoya get together, and they better, because literally I've been waiting 400 pages for like just like a kiss. Instead all I got is pining. But think about it, if Zoya is like seen as a saint and then she marries Nikolai, she's basically taking the role that Alina declined in Ruin and Rising. And it's so much better because Nikolai and Zoya like actually have feelings for each other. Like, the full circle of that. And then obviously Nina is gonna get her revenge on Jarl Brum. How it's gonna happen, I don't know. But I also wonder if she's gonna somehow help someone new take on the Fajerda throne, because we've seen how the current prince has like a real mean streak to him, and we don't like that. I almost wonder if she's gonna help his bodyguard become king, but I don't know how that would happen, especially in like 200 pages left. Also, my prediction was that the bodyguard was gonna be a Grisha, but now I think he just has sympathies, not actually a Grisha. So a little disappointed. Anyway, I'm going to read now until I have to leave for my appointment. The last 200 pages, I'm really scared. Can we just not let any like buddy else die that is a good character? Like, the Darkling can die, Jarl Brum can die, bad people can die, but no more death otherwise. Like, no. And if Zoya and Nikolai don't end up together, I swear to God, leave Bardugo, I swear to God, I swear to God. And it was in this moment that I realized how wrong I was. So Nina is talking to the prince's bodyguard, whose name is Joran, and he's talking about, I guess, this guilt he has, and he says, I murdered an unarmed man. I don't need to turn the page. I already know what it's gonna tell me. This is the little bitch that murdered Matthias. Leave Bardugo, how could you? I am unwell. I am unwell. I am not okay. Not okay. How could she do? I'm gonna turn the page to make sure, but like, how could she do this to me? How could she do this to me? You can't hear what I'm saying in this clip because the wind is too loud, but it's Shako. I got vaccinated, baby. So we're back to sad girl, emo girl, rule of wolves girl. Nikolai just told Zoya that he would choose her as his queen because he wants her. They still didn't kiss, which is upsetting. And Zoya's being like closed off because we're not in her perspective, so we don't know what's going on in her head. But she's like, you know, you're gonna marry a shoe princess or a church merchant's daughter, blah 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 blah. And they just keep having this angsty pining of, I want you, but we can't have you, and it hurts. And I'm really starting to wonder if Nikolai is gonna stay king after all of this, just because of the way that he's been talking at some points, and then the way he feels about Zoya. I don't know. I want him to be king and I want Zoya to be queen, but I don't know what I'm gonna be given, and I just, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. So I have about 100 pages left. Battles are happening now. The apparat took Nina, and Zoya's going after her instead of going to the battle where Nikolai is fighting, and their side is losing because the Fajerdans have this crazy weapon, and Nikolai's giving like his whole self, like he's putting his demon out there, but the weapon's even hurting the demon, and he's like basically dying, and I'm very, very nervous. I'm very, very scared. And I just turned the page, and the next chapter is a Darkling chapter, and he's there at the battle, and I'm just like, I have this strange feeling all of a sudden, which I don't understand because it wouldn't make sense. Like, maybe he's gonna sacrifice himself to somehow save the day? That's so unlike him, but his whole like thing in this book has basically been about how he wants his country to love him. Like, he's always just sought their love and admiration, and so maybe this will be an act. Maybe this will be like his redemption arc. I don't know. Anything, any way to save Nikolai, I'll take it, but like, I have just a very strange feeling. I have food, and I'm nervous. My food, I'm nervous. Update. Homeboy helped a little bit, but then it says, Alexander turned his back on the last Landstov king. Let him die a martyr. Punk ass, coward ass little bitch. So as I kind of mentioned, Zoya finally had her moment where she opens the door, which ends up just being for her like accepting love and like not closing herself off to the world and to everyone. But it's so funny because it says love was on the other side and it was terrifying. Open the door. And it just made me think, love is an open door. But Zoya just literally bolted through a wall and felt her wings uncurl. This bitch is a dragon? The power of that, the possibilities of that. Oh my god. Queen. Like literally, like let her actually be a queen. Not me going from crying because Nikolai basically accepted death to just being in awe because Zoya in her giant ass dragon form came to save the day. And this line is what made me stop though, because I was kind of right. We're in Nikolai's perspective and he says, the age of saints, Yuri had predicted it, and now in this trembling moment it had come. Not with Elizaveta or the Darkling, but on the wings of a dragon. With Zoya. Sancta Zoya, my baby. Zoya, terrifying, crazy, powerful dragon. Me. Oh, my baby. Not the Darkling being the first person on this battlefield to yell Sancta Zoya, and it having a rippling effect among everyone, including the Federdans. I said she was gonna out-saint him, but damn, that's not what that was not what I meant when I said that. Okay. Okay, I wanted to make a quick prediction before I keep reading the scene that I'm reading. So Nina has just returned to her post in Frigerda after being like on Zoya's back while she was a dragon. And she came back and Hani appears to be dead. Her mother's crying over her, saying the prince said that she fell. But I don't think Leigh Bardugo would kill her. I think that she tailored someone to maybe look like her. Maybe she even tailored the prince and made herself look like the prince. I don't know how true that could be, if that's possible. It was said that Hani was a pretty good tailor, but something is funky here. Leigh Bardugo's trying to get me cry and I will not be crying. She is not gonna put Nina through this torment again. They're gonna be happy, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. I was right, bitches. We're in Nikolai's perspective and he's observing the prince and he says he had a strong sharp jaw and unusually full lips. And that was something that Nina had said to Hani when she first tailored herself to look like a man. Hani was like, the lips are wrong, they're like too full. And then Nina was like, keep the lips. So it is and then the prince goes on to be like, we want peace, which the old prince wouldn't have. So like the iconicness, the implications, the possibilities. I'm literally gonna cry at Nikolai saying, I will kneel to only one ruler and I will see only one person crowned this day. The age of the Landsovs is over. Let the Nazhelensky dynasty begin. Oh, hail the dragon queen. You're giving up the throne to Zoya. I love him so much. Well, folks, it only took 551 pages, but they finally kissed! Yes! And Zoya told him that she loves him. And Nikolai said that he'll be her prince and consort and demon and fool. They're gonna be together. It's all gonna be happy and good. Seriously, where to go? 551 damn pages? Jesus. I finished it. This could not have had the more perfect ending. There are some things that are bittersweet. For example, I love, love, love that Nina and Hani, or potentially Ela, or whatever saint name they maybe end up choosing. I love that they get to be together and that Frigerda is basically being secretly ruled by two Grisha now. The most ultimate like FU. However, I kind of hate that we don't get to have a moment of Nina going up to Jarl Brum and being like, hey bitch, it's Mila, aka Nina Zenik. You remember me? Ruined your life? tricked you, stole your daughter's heart, have been living in your house in secret all this time. Like, I wanted that moment, but I do think like the payoff of what we got is still good. And also I hate that she can't be in Ravka, because Nina and Ravka is just right. And then the end with the Darkling, his new future of being in pain as he holds the world together, aka fixes the mistake that he made so that the blights stop happening and the places of the fold and the blights start blooming again. Honestly, I think that's the perfect ending for him. Let him be in pain for all of eternity. Obviously, that's probably going to change with how this ends, but I'll get to that. Zoya being crowned was so perfect, especially all the people that were there, like Alina and Mal, and then Neige at the end comes in, and I mean, like, it could not be more perfect. I just kept squealing and squealing and squealing. And of course, Nina and the prince are there too. And it was just the perfect moment. I loved it so much. And then the finale that I didn't see this coming. I was like, wow, this book is really wrapping up the Grishaverse really well. Like, I could see the Grishaverse ending here, even though we do know that Liberdugo has said there are plans to possibly continue. And then she sets it up, and because there's this relic, this saint's heart, that they think if they get it, they can use that to keep the fold away instead of the Darkling, and just like kill him and like end it once and for all. And they take Alina into the conversation, and they're like, does this sound good to you? And Alina's like, that's fine with me. Seeing Alina from other people's perspectives is still the strangest thing to me, but I love it so much. And I love the idea of like her and Genya and Zoya getting together and just like, oh. And so they're like, how are we gonna get this heart, this artifact? Because obviously it will be prized. And when I read the line, I know a thief who might be up to the task, when I tell you I screamed. And then of course the very last line of the book, get a message to the Crow Club. Tell Kaz Brecker, the queen of Ravka, has a job for him. So like, hello, the perfect setup for Six of Crows 3, which we have been hearing rumblings about. And that's the end. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna wrap this vlog up tomorrow with one last little like overall feelings clip, just to let it sink in. But yeah, this is getting 5 stars. Oh my god, I loved it so much. So I've slept on it, and the only recurring thought that I've had is how much I love Nikolai. I would die for this man. He's just so good. He's my favorite type of character, that cocky but like soft on the inside. Ugh. If the world was full of Nikolais, maybe men could have rights. I think this book, more than any of the books in the Grishaverse, bring the world as a whole to life, and certainly together, better than anything we've seen so far. This world feels so whole, so rich. It feels like somewhere you could actually be. This feels like the sort of Infinity War endgames of the Marvel universe, where it's just like, this is something that we've been building up to and we had to use all of our resources. Honestly, this might be my favorite book in the Grishaverse so far. It was that spectacular. There is something for everyone in this book, no matter who you love. It's just incredible. The writing, amazing as always. The characters, never better. I'm in love with this book. I think it's nearly perfect. That might just be me coming off the high of reading it and all the anticipation and having read all of the Grishaverse books throughout the month of March, which I definitely think is a good thing to do before reading this. Like, you don't have to. So if you're watching this, you have probably already read this anyway, so I don't know why I'm preaching. But rereading the books before this just absolutely enhanced the experience. And I don't have anything else to say besides it's so good. 5 stars. Nikolai, king of my heart. Zoya, queen of my heart. And I'm excited to see what comes next in this world, because I'm pretty sure we are going to return to this world. I see no reason that we wouldn't. So I guess that's it for this reading vlog. Thank you so much if you watched. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments. But okay, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. We're finally getting out of the Grishaverse now, so if anyone has been waiting for me to read books not written by Lee Bardugo, let's go, April. Bye.